We go down the old adventure route with Dale and Jerry. Good morning.
Hi, Jeff.
Good
Hi,
morning,
everybody.
How you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm well. Saw some videos on your personal Facebook page. They'll get shared over to the Adventures page today, but Pride Night last night.
It was pretty incredible. It was an outstanding turnout by parents and grandparents and friends and family, but knocked out of the ballpark as far as the kids. And I told Jerry, I was just raving about it when we left, all the participation, all the kids. They have baseball teams that can field a C team.
Oh, wow.
I mean, like 40 guys coming out. The fast pitch girls could field a C team. They have that many kids. The soccer team, I couldn't tell you, 40, 50 kids in the soccer team.
Jeez.
It's amazing. And they covered everything. I mean, she's got a list of some of the clubs that were represented. They all got to do the demonstrations. The drill team, the JROTC, did a demonstration that was just lights out. It was just crazy. I mean, I was totally impressed. And, of course, they spent quite a bit of time in the beginning thanking everybody for the bond and got a good response for that. And it was really a good night.
What were some of the things that you thought the best?
Well, first of all, kudos go to Alex Apostle as he continues to show his leadership and commitment to the school and to the kids. He really hit a home run there in talking about that last night and thanking the parents and whatnot. What I noticed, was there's a lot of excitement, and part of that excitement they help generate. They start out with the band playing, and Director Sager does an excellent job with those kids. And
jazz band started.
Yeah,
Oh, good,
and she's all jazzed up too. And I think that's something that is really very, very important to any school, is that teachers' commitment.
Sure.
And that's how they get to the kids and maybe make a difference in some kids' life. The other thing I noticed was there were a lot of citizens, and those citizens may not have had children in Shelton School.
Oh.
Yeah. So Dale and I were there. Neither one of us have children in school. I noticed several other people who didn't have children there. Their children are grown, and they may have attended Shelton School, but the commitment of the community along with the kids. And as Dale said, the performances of the band, the drill team, the dance team.
The robotics
Yeah, I
club.
was just going to ask you, what did the robotics club
It was
do?
pretty awesome. So they have a certain time period to put together after winter break a robot to participate in competition. So they rolled out. I don't think they had a pet name for this one yet. But anyway, they brought the robot out, and he did some spin arounds and did some fancy stuff, and then came over and pulled himself up on a pulley.
Wow.
Hands free, and then back down again. And yeah, there were clubs there that you'd never even. I mean, the French club. I mean, it was just amazing. Equality Club.
Yes.
And everybody was represented. Again, just the participation and level of kids that are involved in things is amazing.
And they also pointed out, there's one thing to get a lot of kids out and rally, blah, blah, blah. But they also pointed out the achievement of the students that had obtained statewide and in some cases national achievement for their their activities and whatnot. They also identified the different events. This robotics class is in a competition, I believe, this month.
Yeah.
To show off their works or to compete with other people within the state. So the thing that strikes me the most is that demonstration of not only learning but application.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's so important because, all this reading, writing, and arithmetic that you did, and you kind of go, so big deal, what am I going to use that for? You find out later in life, but here they're actually applying it as they're learning it. And I think that is very, very important.
You were telling me that the SAD Club and Rachel, who had been on the air with me she's been on for years
Your little
now.
protege, she just did an exceptional job on doing her mic time, introducing the rest of the SAD Club and what they've accomplished and all that. And she's been recognized as a safe student or some level of national recognition. And
as was her mother.
Mother.
Yeah.
And so, for fear of leaving people out, now I'm flashing the dance team has had state recognition, placed state second last year. on their way to state again this year.
Yeah.
They performed, different from the other Pride nights because we got performances from a lot of the different. The sports teams obviously couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it was dry.
And it was dry in the mini dome.
Yeah. So golf teams, the girls team and the boys team, and the girls coach said this is the biggest turnout she's had in a long time. She's very jacked up.
That's great.
I mentioned the soccer team is huge, and the tennis team, our good friend Dan Gagnon.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, John Perry is the head coach, and so they were well represented. A big, huge contingent of tennis players going out in this 30-degree weather all this week and playing tennis. And so, like, the baseball teams can't get out.
No.
But tennis team was out there playing, getting ready. 'Cause they all have matches and first games next week.
Yeah.
And they haven't even been outside.
Wow.
So,
my God.
Yeah.
But great attitude, and again, I just have to make mention of the level of participation. I don't know that there's very many students that aren't doing something, because I think we saw 300 kids in participation in spring events and participation in clubs at that school.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it is, and it's a big jump. I think a level. From the beginning of the school year. And it might be because maybe people are paying attention to the school now.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely a can-do air surrounding the school and what they plan on accomplishing. And, of course, Alex spoke of the bond and the total investment that this community has placed now in their schools. The other thing they had the class of 2027 there that sang a little song, and they started out the event. So
I said, did she say 2027?
What was
Yeah.
it? 2020, so 10 years from now, so
Yeah.
that means they're second graders.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And they sang lights out.
And they will be the ones that really will recognize the benefit of the investment that's made.
By the time they get through there.
Yeah.
It was really a good night.
And I
Over
can't-
2 hours.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I can't help but think, but if improving your schools, that absolutely improves your economy. It makes me feel a little bit better about being able to have the right resources in place, or at least the ability to learn the jobs for tomorrow, are in place. So I was jazzed about that.
He and Dr. Apostle acknowledged some of the trade programs that are starting up, and how that's going to be a part of the future curriculum. And it was a good feeling. It was a good night.
Very good.
Got
Very
about
good.
2 minutes before we got to go to break. What other adventures have you guys been on?
Well,
Not much.
This isn't an adventure we've been on, other than a personal adventure, but it certainly is an adventure for the community. FEMA has issued new flood maps, and there is a meeting on the 21st that anybody who's in or close to a floodplain should attend. Because on a personal note, we deal with the flooding down here, but also at our house.
Yeah.
We've been designated as outside the floodplain, but my lender is saying you're inside. So I don't know if there'll be any insight to how you can resolve that easily.
That's
but
going to be in Belfair, right?
Right, yeah, this will affect over 2,500 people in Mason County. And Jeff Chu posted the announcement of the meeting, and immediately we got questions because the link didn't work. The link has been fixed. And so there is definite interest in the meeting, taking a look.
Yeah. So and Jeff Chu will be posting up some video from last night. He was there last night as well. So just a great night. Congratulations to everybody.
That's great. Well, good adventures. Again, you can follow along on what Dale and Jerry have been up to on Facebook now with their new Facebook page. Just search for Adventures with Dale and Jerry. We also link to it on iFiber One News Radio.